Okay, as we are coming in, let's test the comments this morning and tell me what was the last movie you watched. So I've been watching a lot of movies in quarantine. Unfortunately, the last movie I watched, and maybe this will cause a ruckus in the comments, was Star Wars, because this has been a point of contention in my marriage. We've been together for 8 years, married for 3, and he has wanted me to watch Star Wars ever since we met, and I have resisted, and I could not get into it. I get how when it came out, it was something historic, and the all of the explosions and the things that they do. I get that was like really, really big for their time. But I'm just not a sci-fi person, not a space person. And so I think he was really disappointed that I could not. I think he just like wanted me to be like, oh yeah, this is my favorite thing ever. He's tried a lot. He's tried Star Wars, made me watch Lord of the Rings. Just can't get into it. Okay. I'm the same way on Star Wars, but my husband loves it. What else have you guys been watching? Ooh, The Greatest Showman. That's a good movie. Wizard of Oz. Nice. Oh my gosh. Soul. That was the movie that I watched before Star Wars. Holy cow. Let me know if you guys have seen this. I'm obsessed with it. I actually was like listening to a podcast the other day about like the meaning of soul and different things that they did in the movie, and I loved it. The Muppets Take Manhattan. Not sure if I've seen that one. Watched Wonder Woman last night. Okay, Haley, was this the 1984 Wonder Woman? Because I've heard mixed reviews. I loved the first one. Yes, Soul from Disney. So if you have Disney Plus, definitely watch Soul. Obviously, there's some people in here that are loving it. Okay, Bridgerton. I've heard that should be my next watch on Netflix. I just finished Queen's Gambit and loved it. Loved the girl power messaging in there. Another person watched Wonder Woman, Mandalorian, and Star Wars. I can put up with it purely for Baby Yoda. Okay, cool. Okay, so people loved Wonder Woman 1984. I heard mixed reviews, so I need to watch that one. Okay, keep coming in the comments. I got a lot of you tuning in right now, which is awesome. Okay, so as we start coming in, let's get rolling. And it's funny, I said, let's get rolling. And that's also my first point. I talked a little bit about this yesterday, but for anyone new who's tuning in today, just a reminder that the Bright Pages prompts are rolling because we want to keep people together on the same day and keep this a 21-day challenge with a new prompt each day. So the prompts will be changing each day. So what you should do is write every day, even if it's just a sentence or two, even if you have a busy day. If you enter in any kind of entry within Bright Pages, it'll save it for you in your past pages and you can go back and edit. But if you don't enter anything, then it just keeps going. We did have a time zone issue that we fixed yesterday. So there was a few people that had a prompt that was like stuck. Their email said one thing and the prompt said another. We've fixed that. You guys are some of the first people to use Bright Pages. This was an idea I had I've had the idea for a while, but actually started building it March last year. I'll post in the Facebook group my initial sketch of what I wanted Bright Pages to be, and you guys will laugh really hard. So you guys are some of the first people to use it. So there's going to be a few things along the way that we're figuring it out. And so I appreciate you guys giving us some grace and kindness to figure it out. But yeah, that timing issue should be fixed. So everyone should be on day 4 today of Bright Pages. And then again, if you join Bright Pages as a member, all of the other prompt pathways are going to be self-paced. So you can take them at any point, at any time. And You can take those at your own pace. This is just specific to the 21-day challenge. If you missed a day or you joined late, I'll send out the past prompts via email, and then you can just pick the free write option on Bright Pages and answer any prompts you missed. We might be working on a different solution for that, but not sure if we can get it done within the challenge, but we'll see. But for now, this is a solution if you missed a day. Okay. So we're still in week 1 and focusing on building your personal mission statement, which we will finally put together tomorrow, and that'll be your weekend homework. I posted in the group before, but Haley can also post this in the comments, the link to the workbook. You haven't needed it so far, but tonight or tomorrow is going to be the first time that you guys will actually need it for your kind of fill in the blank mission statement. And I'll go through the workbook tomorrow, but if you want to go ahead and kind of take a peek, you can certainly do that. And so we've already addressed the problem that you want to solve, the risk of not doing it, and some of the values that you want to have. Today, we're going to focus on some of the behaviors that you want to commit to daily. So these aren't necessarily tasks or goals, that I want you to think about. We're going to focus on that in week 3. These are different habits, different behaviors that you want to make sure that you commit to so that you can give that space and give that room in your life to fulfill your mission statement. Because we can have the best ideas and the best intentions, but if we're not taking care of ourselves, taking care of our mind, and kind of putting us in a space where we can be creative and bring our gifts to the world, then what's it all for? And I've been there before where I've tried to pour from an empty cup. Last year, just like everyone else, I felt like I was trying to create things and trying to do things and was trying to write another book and all this stuff that I just realized my mind with the pandemic and everything that was going on was just not in the best place and not in this creative place. And honestly, that's why I started Bright Pages, was because I wanted to get that like little push in the morning. But it just showed me how some of the habits and the things that we want to commit to just as humans, not even with our work, can really help us create what we want to create. So give yourself permission to do the small things. In this challenge, we're going to talk about setting, daily habits today or actions that we want to do. We're going to talk about goals that we have, but I want you to just give yourself permission to do the small things. So as you answer, this prompt of like, what 3 actions do you want to commit to daily? Sometimes we can get ahead of ourselves and try to do something really big. Like, I'm not going to, answer any emails, or I'm not going to have my phone on, or I'm going to do a no caffeine, or whatever it might be that we're thinking about doing. It's up to everyone else. But sometimes it's just the little small things that give us the confidence to then do the big things. So when I think about anything that I've ever started, whether it's Headbands of Hope, Bright Pages, writing Chasing the Bright Side, or building any of my courses like Mic Drop Workshop or Book Pop, all of those things began with something really small, whether that's just scribbling, a little chart of what it could look like, or maybe that's just getting coffee with a friend who I know who has also built some sort of app or done something. And so when we talk about these habits and actions that we want to create, you don't need to shoot for the moon right now. What are the small things that you can do that then give you the confidence to do bigger things? Because sometimes when we set the bar too high and anything less than that feels like we've failed or feels like we've messed up. So go ahead, set the bar small, give yourself permission to do the small things. And today I wanted to answer this journal prompt with you. That's one of the cool things about doing this, building Bright Pages and doing this challenge, is like the prompts that I'm delivering and the things that I'm doing are also things that I need to hear myself. So I'm going to give you guys my 3 things that I wrote this morning for my answer to today's prompt on Bright Pages. So the first thing that I'm going to try to focus on, and feel free to steal any of these if they sound good to you as well. I talked about this a little bit in yesterday's session, but creating before I consume. And for me, that is a bigger idea of I want to manage my mind. I want to give myself time and resources to take care of my mind. And that might be different for everyone else. For me, it's creating before I consume, because I know when we consume, especially nowadays, there's always some historic event going on, or always some global trauma that we're experiencing, that it can be so draining to do that first. When we wake up and immediately go to the headlines or immediately start scrolling, all of a sudden my mind kind of feels like this pinball machine where I'm going back and forth and like, oh, I need to help this person or do that and respond to this, when I don't manage my mind well. And then the rest of the day I'm feeling jittery and anxious and almost like juggling and trying to catch all these balls at the same time. And so the first action that I want to commit to is creating before I consume. And in a bigger way, that's just all around managing my mind, whether that's 15 minutes of writing on Bright Pages in the morning, or I'm actually, this is like maybe TMI, but I have TMJ with my jaw, and there's this like neck thing that I'm supposed to do to help kind of put this curvature back in my neck. And it's really relaxing, but sometimes I just don't do it because I'm like running. And for me to do this neck exercise, I have to lay still for 10 minutes, which anyone who knows me, that's like nearly an impossible task. And so maybe that's doing that for 10 minutes and listening to like a guided meditation or something like that. But managing my mind, creating before I consume is something that I want to focus on with one of my daily actions. The second one is I want to release my grip on outcomes. And maybe release isn't the right word, but loosen my grip on outcomes. I think one of the blessing and the curse of like the way I'm wired is I can become very tunnel vision about something. I can want something to happen and I focus on this specific thing, whether it's like, oh, I'm going to write a book and it's going to become a New York Times bestseller and that's what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to stop until that happens. On one hand, that's been a lot of the reason for some of my success, is that like forward thinking tunnel vision and having this one specific thing in mind that I want to do. On the other hand, it's also been the reason for a lot of my stress, a lot of my unrest, and a lot of my heartbreak. And I think that sometimes when we think about outcomes, instead of looking at them as like a clenched fist, like my book has to be a New York Times bestseller, or if I launch a podcast, it has to be in the top 10, or if I start a business, I have to be able to hire employees in the first year. When that is the goal, when we give ourselves such a clear picture of what success looks like, when we land a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right or a little bit forward or whatever, a little bit back, it feels like we missed the mark, when really we have no idea what the future holds for us. We really don't have any idea of what's good or what's bad, honestly. Sometimes things have happened that might seem like a bad outcome for me, and then I realize years later, oh shit, I'm like really glad that didn't happen, because then that would have led to this. And so loosening my grip on outcomes, having a general North Star of where I want things to land, but understanding that it could land, just in the same galaxy and it'd be okay. That's something that I want to focus on with my work, with my life, and all of my plans, is loosening my grip a little bit. The third action that I want to commit to is allowing myself to fully shut down after 6 p.m. If anyone has any tips for this, let me know, because this is something that I struggle with a lot, is like, what do I do? How do I turn this off? And so finding ways, I just signed up for this tennis thing called like Play Your Court, where you match with different tennis players in the community. My husband was like, is this online dating? I was like, no, I hope not. Where I can maybe play tennis around 4 or 5 o'clock and just do something active, find a new hobby instead of just, it's hard, especially in quarantine, when you're not like leaving an office, you are living in your office, to be able to shut down. So finding ways to do that around 5 or 6 o'clock, no email, maybe even shutting my phone down for a bit. That's one of the actions that I want to commit to. So curious to hear, what are your 3 actions that you want to commit to, and let me know in the comments. Or if you're listening to this on a podcast or something else, message me on Instagram. I would love to hear the 3 actions that you want to commit to. And yeah, I want to hear them. So let's see. Oh, someone else has TMJ too. It is seriously the worst. I have some things that have helped me though. So, shoot me a message and I will send you this night guard. I know it's super sexy. That has helped me, a lot. Yes, outcomes are the long game. Yoga is always greater meditation, even if you try some chair yoga. Ooh, that sounds fun. Um, that's what I was going to suggest, having a workout at that time and putting your phone in the drawer. I have a browser extension called Stay Focused that will limit my time. Oh, that's amazing. Stay focused. I definitely need to download that. Meditation, yoga, self-care, use my voice. Those are three great actions. Be more fully present for my kids. Read more. Get up at 6 a.m. Love it. Write a recipe or a memory tied to a recipe each day. Lisa, that is so cool. I love that. Writing recipes, I've never done that before, but I know that some of the recipes that I use that have been passed down from my grandma, like it's so cool to have those. And so I think that that's really great. Read something each day that widens my worldview. That's a really, really great one too. Keep letting me know what are the 3 actions that you want to commit to. Like to walk every morning, more like 4 to 5 because it gets dark, or walk every evening because it gets dark early. Physical exercise is a great break from mental activity. It tells my brain it's time to do something different now. That is really great. Like how we can kind of communicate with our brain. Like, look, stop staring at a screen. It's time to do something different. Create and follow a bedtime routine. Get 7+ hours of sleep. Journal and meditate. Love it. And do one thing that gets me closer to my main goal. Elizabeth, those are great. Putting pen to paper means that I'm using my mind and my creativity at the same time, which is good for me. I love that. And then love the memory tied to recipe. Food and family are so interconnected. One time I saw in my friend's kitchen, a part of her artwork was her like great grandma's recipe that was enlarged, like handwritten. And I thought that that was a really cool, meaningful decor. Let's see, finishing my book. Love it. Go on a book tour. Start my speaking journey. You are speaking my language. Exercise for 15 minutes. Pray for direction. Write in my gratitude book. You guys have a lot of great ideas. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go through some of the questions. Been loving your prompts. Okay, if we subscribe to Bright Pages, can we simultaneously do this challenge and also start one of the guided streams, or do we have to choose one or the other? So you have to choose one or the other. You're either going to be in this challenge, or you can pick another pathway if you've already purchased your membership. So you can only have access to the other prompt pathways if you've signed up as a member for Bright Pages, and Haley can post that link in there. I think we're at 450 signups right now out of the 500 that we're allowing to get 40% off their annual. So that's, I think, $29 for the year. So if you sign up as a member for Bright Pages, you'll get access to all the other pathways. But you can only do one pathway at one time, just so you have that focus and try not to do a bunch of different things at once. I have been really excited to see each day's prompt, something happy to look forward to. Someone said, what's today's prompt? So that'll be in your Bright Pages app, and Haley can post a link if you need to log in and get that started. All right. Someone said they've been watching Glee. Let's see. Someone said that prompt, okay. Someone said that prompt is not what's showing up in their Bright Pages. So it might have still been the time zone issue. So send an email, to us at hey@brightpages.com if you're not seeing the day 4 in your Bright Pages, so we can get that fixed. All right. I don't ever see you without a headband in your hair. So these are actually Headbands of Hope clips. So I'm still on the Headbands of Hope train, but we have different hair accessories now. I also got my hair cut yesterday. First, I haven't gotten my hair cut in a a year since the pandemic started. I've been cutting it myself. And my dream was to like walk in there and be like, yeah, I've been cutting it myself. And they'll be like, oh, really? It looks so professional. It looks so good. But I said to the hairstylist, I was like, yeah, I've been cutting it myself. And she's like, yeah, like I can tell there's like a chunk missing in the back. I was like, there goes my dream of cutting my own hair. Yeah, send us an email, hey@brightpages, if for whatever reason you're not seeing day 4. There might have been a few others that didn't fire correctly. Someone said, so helpful hearing your 3 items. I realize that I'm so go with the flow that I have a really hard time identifying a long range goal. Want to take the risk to name a goal. At 64 and recently retired from full-time job. Congratulations. My energy and time are new creatures. I love that. Commit to read, meditate, and journal. Love it. Okay. And what is the discount code again? I know Haley posted this earlier, so I'll bring it up on here. Maybe I'm missing it. Haley, if you could post the discount code with the oh, here it is. It is U22 229AN is the code, and Haley has that link in there. So we have 50 more spots left for the annual membership. All right. So and also reminder to let me hide this real quick and go back to banners. If you want to be getting these daily texts with some tips and motivation, you can shoot me the word challenge at 704-228-9495. And that, I promise that's actually me on the other end of it. It's not a bot. So I try to go in and respond sometimes when I can. So would love to hear also what you guys are thinking of the challenge. And tomorrow we will have our your homework with the workbook. And then we'll also have our first guest speaker. She's incredible. You can, when you go in the workbook, you can see her name's Michelle, and you can click on her picture and go to her Instagram. She's actually a trademark attorney, and she just has a lot of really cool insight about business and just kind of the nuts and bolts of things. Even though we're still working on our mission statement, it's fun to think about some of the things that we want to create. Okay, so tomorrow you get your homework, and reminder that anyone who completes all 21 prompts will get a fun surprise at the end of this. Even if you have to do them in free write, that's fine. You can still do it as long as you have those like 21 posts. You can submit those at the end and get a fun prize. And I also just want a reminder, your Bright Pages journal, 100% private, not even, I created it. I can't even see anything that you write. So don't worry about privacy. The group, the Facebook group is there if you want to share things, but your Bright Pages journal is there 100% for you. All right, see if there's anything. Awesome, someone just signed up. Only 49 left now. Someone said just an idea. It'd be really cool if you could print out your Bright Pages entries, maybe in a book form. That's actually something we've been thinking about. So one of the reasons why I'm so excited to do this challenge is because you guys are the first people to use Bright Pages, and we want to keep building it. This is like version 1. So even as we grow and develop the app, your price will never change, but it will for other people in the future who sign up later. And so we've been toying around with the idea of being able to, right now you can export your entries when you're a paid user. You can export it and print them out, but it would be really cool to be able to print them in some sort of like book or planner. So we have some ideas, but if you guys have ideas for Bright Pages during this challenge, definitely let us know. Is there an actual workbook? Okay, there's a link to the workbook that Haley just posted in the comments. So you can go ahead, click that Drive link and download it. You can print it out, or you can just kind of use it as a guide to write wherever you want. Let's see. Is there Facebook Live on the weekends too? No, just Monday through Friday, because your girl's going to need a little break. But so tomorrow will be the last live of the week. You'll work on your mission statement over the weekend, and then we'll be back at it Monday, 10 a.m. I can see that application for Bright Pages for moms to jot a daily note about the kids each day, upload a photo, and create a memory book for the kids. That's an awesome idea. I love that. Something else I could use y'all's help with too is, one of the things that makes Bright Pages different is the prompt pathways that we create. So right now you guys are all in the 21-day challenge prompt pathway, but there are different pathways for if you want to start your business, you can go down that prompt pathway. It'll ask you questions about fleshing out your business idea so you can journal about it. If you have a book that you want to write, if you just want to get out of like maybe a funk or a rut. So think about what kind of pathways would you want to see on Bright Pages, so we can also start creating those, because I think that that's a really cool way to journal, is be like, okay, for this next 7 or 21 days, I'm going to focus on this one topic, and only journal about that. So keep thinking about any pathways that you might want to see. Keep the ideas coming for Bright Pages. If you purchase now, this is going to be your lifetime price, and it's only going to go up from here as we start to put more and more time and resources into the app to make it even better. Thanks for the break. Yep, of course. Okay. So that is all for today. Let's see. I will see you guys back here tomorrow, same time, same place. And again, if there was any issue that you had getting with the prompt today, you can email us, hey@brightpages.com. Hopefully the time zone issue is fixed, but yeah, we're still working on it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.